Your Bears are absolutely a dream come true, I think, this year, correct? House money. You're playing with house money right now.
We truly are. I'll tell you why. Because I came on the show and I told you, if they went 8-8,
yes,
I thought it would be a great year. So, Mr. Mack, though, has changed things.
He has he not?
One man changed the whole environment.
John Gruden.
No, yeah, for them, I feel bad. You mentioned I went to the game with Anthony Anderson. He's a Raiders fan. He knows Callie Mack, and he's not pleased.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. What the Bears have done this year has really been impressive, because sometimes you get the sense, well, you could see this something forming, but this is not the year. This could truly be one for the ages, and I don't.
One for the ages.
Because why not? Why can't? If we saw what Kurt Warner was able to do in year one and what Brady did in his first year,
the Bears have one weakness, and that's it.
What is their weakness, do you think?
The kicking, the field goal, and point after.
Okay.
Every time he goes behind there, you're like, what's going to happen?
That's Parkey, right? Is that Cody Parkey?
So, Cody Parkey,
yeah. Okay.
So I'm surprised he's even still on the team. But that shows you there's nobody out there.
So you don't consider Trubisky potentially a liability because
he's never done it
before?
No.
Playoffs.
No. That kid is calm as can be.
Right.
He's fantastic. And the one thing that I think now in the modern game that you have to do as a quarterback is be able to avoid a sack. And that dude is as good as they come, as I've ever seen at avoiding sacks. When Chase Daniels was in there for the 2 weeks, the minute there was any pressure, you just went, plays dead, plays over. You know, if they gave Chase Daniel time, he's good enough. He hit all these great passes. But the second any pressure, Trubisky, he gets away from it. I don't know what the percentages are, but I'm guessing over 90%.
Well, that's why you need to have somebody like Khalil Mack on your team to flip that script, to make sure that you provide the pressure on your opponent. And
it's ridiculous.
What was it like being in that building on Sunday, being in Soldier Field? Because let me set it up here.
Okay.
Because speaking as a Michigan Wolverine,
right.
This was the year where Michigan was supposed to beat Ohio State,
right.
expected to beat Ohio State. And if they had beaten Ohio State, it not only would have stuck it to Ohio State and Urban Meyer, but it also would have put Michigan into the national championship conversation.
Yes.
So much was at stake, and then it was a total debacle. I'm wondering if there was what it was like having those stakes at stake in Chicago.
Fear. I'm always a person, when I watch sports, I have great respect for opponents. Like I have great respect for the Packers, even though they're having an off year, and they had a good game last week. So I didn't take anything for granted, and we didn't destroy them. We beat them. Handily, but the place was shaking, and I bought season. I was sitting in my seats.
Yeah, we were just showing what beautiful seats they were, and there you are with Anthony Anderson.
And we're at the 50, you know, and by the way, literally at the 50. It's not even like
I'm looking at that. Yeah. You're shot that right down the line. You're staring at
that's what I'm looking at. Okay,
at the 5 and the 0.
And so
beautiful.
But what I did know was, it's not always going to be like this. Like when we play Tampa Bay at home week 4 or whatever, it's not, the place is not going to be shaking. But the Bears fans are big and into it. But beating the Packers to win the NFC Central, come on.
And eliminate them.
I see North. I'm an old timer.
Central, I know.
Yeah.
I know that, right.
Yeah.
And then eliminate the Packers at the same time.
At the same time, that was like, wow. The only way it could have been better is if it was the Vikings. I hate the Vikings.
You hate the Vikings?
I don't hate the Packers.
Really?
I respect the Packers, but I don't hate them. I don't like them, but I don't hate them. I hate the Vikings.
Why?
Just that horn. The one they play at home. I know, just stop. It reminds me of Planet of the Apes. Like when you first see the apes and you're scared.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It just unsettles me.
Yeah, I know. You hear that all the time, right?
Yeah.
Now they have, it's like now the Jolly Horn is like, so it sounds more Sling Blade-ish now than they used to have it.
It's a big bowl of I don't like them. I've never liked them.
There.
Never liked them. Never liked them.
How about that?
Yeah, they've always been. The only player I ever liked on the Vikings, Mr. Alan Page. Was he a great Chicago Bear? Oh, yes, he was. I loved Alan Page.
I'm just excited for you, man.
I'm excited too. This is one of the best football seasons that I ever recall, because almost everybody can win the Super Bowl.
Why does Matt Nagy wear a visor as a bald
By
man?
the way,
and
there's a few of them wear visors, and I don't get it. I don't get the visor. The visor went out in 1976 tennis. Like, because that's who wore a visor, tennis players. And I don't get the visor. And also, he's bald.
I know. I mean, it's just with the headset. And
by the way, the Bears have some classic baseball hats. I have one with the bear, the bear.
Yeah, I saw it on your photograph.
Yeah, in the photograph. It's black. Put that on, Matt Nagy.
It's also just for the for
I know,
warmth. For warmth.
Forget warmth. Skin cancer, my friend.
There you go.
Matt Nagy is not. Although maybe he lotions up before he goes out.
I would love to know what LD's thought would be about the visor and the bald head.
Oh, he would never wear a visor.
No?
And the bald head. I love his thing with the baseball hat. Like when you go on dates, you're bald, you go on dates, you meet the woman with the baseball hat. And Larry says, at some point, the hat has to come off. You're not going to keep fooling them with the hat.
So at some point, the reveal must take place.
The reveal must take place, yeah. You mean it's not that thick all around? No, it's, yeah.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.